This is the Mistress Carrie Situation Report for March 4th, 2025. Just announced, Beartooth, I Prevail, Killswitch Engage, and Parkway Drive will serve as the rotating headliners of this year's 2025 Summer of Loud Tour. The Amity Affliction, The Devil Wears Prada, Alpha Wolf, Kingdom of Giants, and Dark Divine are also rotating on the lineup. The tour kicks off in West Palm Beach, Florida on June 21st and wraps up in Charlotte, North Carolina on July 27th. That features one stop in New England on July 22nd in Mansfield, Massachusetts at the Xfinity Center. Also headed to the Xfinity Center, Pantera and Amon Amarth on Saturday, August 2nd. Tickets for both shows are available now. The Offspring have just announced a North American leg of their supercharged worldwide 2025 tour. The 34 date with Live Nation will kick off Friday, July 11th in West Palm Beach and continue across the country until the Kia Forum in Los Angeles on August 29th. That includes one stop in New England on July 30th in Mansfield, Massachusetts at the Xfinity Center. Tickets for the tour that also feature Jimmy Eat World and Newfound Glory go on sale this Friday, March 7th at 10 a.m. Queens of the Stone Age have just announced they'll be touring with The Kills, kicking off their tour June 10th and 11th in Boston, Massachusetts at the MGM Music Hall at Fenway. The Kills have announced a few warm-up dates around those Boston shows, 3 shows in New England, June 6th in Portland, Maine at Aura, June 7th in Providence, Rhode Island at the Feet Music Hall, and June 8th in New Haven, Connecticut at Toad's Place. Eric Clapton has announced a handful of new tour dates. General on-sale tickets go on sale this Friday, March 7th at 10 a.m. That includes a stop in Boston, Massachusetts at the TD Garden on September 16th and a stop in Uncasville, Connecticut at the Mohegan Sun Arena on September 20th. Beck has announced a string of orchestral shows set to take place across North America later this summer, including the only New England stop July 15th at the Westville Music Bowl in New Haven, Connecticut with the Westville Philharmonic. Courtney LaPlante from Spiritbox has shared her disappointment at the band's latest single being released without their permission. Their new album, Tsunami Sea, comes out this Friday, March 7th. The band has already released 3 songs, Soft Spine, Perfect Soul, and No Loss, No Love. A new song called Crystal Roses appeared on streaming platforms. However, LaPlante took to her official X account to address the release of the song, saying that they had not approved any release and were not aware of the single being shared. Five Finger Death Punch are in the studio locking in new material for what will be their upcoming 10th studio album. Chris Cale said, I think we're about 6 or 7 songs in at this point. We're just kind of working and taking our time. We really just kind of want to enjoy the break with no rush. There's no deadlines, no impending tours. We've got 6 shows this year. I know we're doing Arizona Bike Week, playing up in Anchorage, Alaska, in Sturgis, and a couple shows in Wisconsin, and we just announced Rocklahoma. Other than that, we're just going to be here in Las Vegas writing and recording and going out and doing those shows to get the live vibe again and getting excited and then coming back and bringing that live energy back into the studio. On the debut episode of the David Ellefson podcast, Anthrax bassist Frank Bello joined the former Megadeth bass player for a conversation packed with stories, bass talk, and plenty of laughs. The podcast is available everywhere. Last year, John Oates said in an interview that he had moved on from Hall & Oates. Now Daryl Hall has confirmed in a sit-down with The Times that the feeling is mutual. When he was asked if the duo would ever play live again, he said, quote, that ship has gone to the bottom of the ocean. I've had a lot of surprises in my life, disappointments, betrayals, so I'm kind of used to it. He also said that he's been involved with some pretty shady characters over the years. In a new interview, Dream Theater returning drummer Mike Portnoy was asked what he had added to the band since rejoining in October of 2023 after a 13-year absence, saying, quote, it's not really for me to say. I can't sit here and pat myself on the back and kind of tell all of the things that I bring to the band. I think it's more for the fans or the listener to kind of come up with that opinion. But it's pretty well known what I bring to the band. It's been that way since the beginning of the band 40 years ago. He went on to say, when I left in 2010, I was a control freak and overseeing everything and very protective of everything. But now coming back, I need to respect that they've been touring all these years without me and making records without me, so they perhaps have different ways of doing things. So I've become very respectful and kind of tippy-toe my way around each area to see how much they wanted from me. Carl Thomas Dean, the husband to Dolly Parton, has passed away at the age of 82. Dean died on Monday in Nashville, according to Dolly Parton's social media accounts. Per the Post, Dean will be laid to rest in a private ceremony with immediate family. Parton wrote in a brief statement, Carl and I spent many wonderful years together. Words can't do justice to the love we shared for over 60 years. Thank you for your prayers and sympathy. Wes Scantlin from Puddle of Mudd is blaming a poor performance at Daytona Bike Week over the weekend on being drugged at the show at the Broken Spoke Saloon on Saturday. One fan said online, last night's show was a total disaster. I felt really bad for the rest of his band. I feel bad that the band have to play such good instruments while Wes just stumbled around and rambled about Fred Durst on stage. Good work, amazing performance put on by everyone but Wes. Paul McCartney has penned a letter campaigning for the late Joe Cocker's induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Paul McCartney saying Joe was a great man and a fine singer whose unique style made for some fantastic performances. He sang one of our songs with a little help from my friends, a version produced by Denny Cordell, which was very imaginative. All the people on the panel will be aware of this great contribution that Joe has made to the history of rock and roll. And whilst he may not have ever lobbied to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I know he would be extremely happy and grateful to find himself where he deserves to be amongst such illustrious company. Thank you and all the best, Paul McCartney. Voting for fans is available now. Finalists are set to be announced in April. A date for the induction ceremony will be shared later. It should happen this fall in Los Angeles. You can go to rockhall.com to cast your ballot. And that's your sit rep. For more details on all of the stories, check the links in the show notes of this episode. And don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and share the Mistress Carrie Podcast. New full-length episodes come out every Wednesday. Episode 247, featuring Maddie Mullins from Memphis Mayfire, is available now.